It's time for the Dugout Crew. Brought to you by the David3000 Network, MVG Productions, and the 25. And now, here is the Dugout Crew.
Hey, play ball and batter up, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another episode of Dugout Crew podcast for the 2024 Major League Baseball season. I am your host, Eric Leamer, and joining me at this time, a gentleman to my left who's always got a New York state of mind, even though he lives in Florida, Mr. Jason DeCenio, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Eric. It's a great pleasure to be back with you. Feeling a lot better today than I was the last couple of days. Came down with a cold, and so I'm ready to give my report today. We're in the middle of a game right now, so I can tell you a little bit about that when we come to it. Yep.
Excellent. And in below us here is the quiet man sometimes, but he's a cool comic. He's a cool comic collective dude. Comes from the great state of Texas, represented by the World Series champion Texas Rangers and a couple of times World Series champion Houston Astros. I'm talking about Mr. Jesse Ortiz. Jesse, what's going on, my man?
Not much, just another good day of baseball.
Another great day of baseball.
Right now, the Astros are getting their butts kicked. Like yesterday, they lost 11, and now they're losing 9-0.
A lot to say about that today, and you should be, because your Joey's Athletics are actually above you guys, even though it's like the records. Yeah.
Yeah, Joey Casey will not be with us today, unfortunately.
Yeah, no. You know, if Joey had the money, he'd probably buy the Athletics and spare them from leaving Oakland if that was the case.
Yeah. If Joey was rich enough, he would do so.
Exactly.
So my heart goes out to Joey as always. Yeah, he had to work today, so he will not be able to make it on to give us his Gorilla Monsoon-like state of mind on baseball in general. A smart young man he is. Well, let's get right into it. We got some news around the league today, if we don't mind. We'll start the accomplishments. Angels decided to sign Torrey Hunter as the special assistant to GM Perry Minazian. So that's a big deal. I think Torrey Hunter will bring his experience as a major leaguer to the front office. I think that's going to be a really, really cool thing. And I'm looking at, I'm looking at the injuries, and there's got to be a big, humongous deal about these injuries, because most of them are pitchers. Like the pitchers, Yuri Perez from the Marlins will undergo Tommy John surgery. That's a killer for Marlins. Braves pitcher Spencer Strider went under the MRI that revealed damage to the ulnar collateral ligament in his right elbow. He will be further evaluated by Dr. Keith Meister in Arlington, Texas. And the Guardians lose another good pitcher, Shane Bieber. No, not related to Justin Bieber. If he does, I think.
I thought you were going to throw that in for flavoring, you know?
Yeah, if he was, the Guardians would probably want to trade him. I'm only kidding. But unfortunately for Shane Bieber, he will undergo Tommy John surgery. So that's another pitcher to be out. And the White Sox, Louis Robert Jr. has been placed on the 10-day IL with a right hip flexor. And we know about this one. Red Sox Trevor Story, the shortstop, will have surgery to repair a fractured glenoid in his left shoulder. His expected recovery in 6 months, and basically Sox lose him for the season. Not a good way to start off the homestand for the Red Sox. And Diamondbacks Geraldo Perdomo has a torn meniscus in his knee, requiring surgery. He's likely to miss a month. That's going to hurt Diamondbacks a little bit. And we lose another pitcher for the Red. Actually, before then, Astros pitcher Framber Valdez placed on the IL with an elbow inflammation.
Ooh,
Jesse,
gonna get a cortisone shot for that or what?
I don't know. I'll tell you one thing. That's one reason why the Astros are not doing very well, because I think Framber Chamber.
Right now, the Chicago White Sox are actually the ones that really should be worried. They're only 2-10 on the whole season right now.
2-10. Lord have
Well,
mercy.
actually, no, I take that back. The Marlins are 1-11. So,
Ay.
yeah.
Fried. Anybody order some fried fish coming up?
Yo, don't dip that smiling too much in Miami right now, too.
Fried fish.
I got an update for you. Mid-7th right now. Mets 10, Braves 3. They just scored another 3 runs in the 7th. They're clobbering them.
Oh, the Braves.
Just 5 games ago. Holy cow.
Not good season for pitchers so far here. Not a good week for the pitchers.
I noticed that a lot of pitchers are going down.
Yeah,
the pitchers of and we should have a big discussion about that because Doc Gooden's number is being retired this weekend, and I hope he's got something to say about the pitchers of today because 30 years ago, those guys were going 7, 8, 9 innings, almost a complete game without any problems. If they had to go in, it was up to them, not the manager, to pull them. You know.
I gotta keep going with the news here.
Oh, go ahead.
Red Sox placed pitcher Nick Pivetta on a 15-day DL with a right elbow flexor strain. That's all I can say about that. It's getting crazy.
It's like if you're going to pull a rotator cuff, do it too, you know?
And the national pitcher, I think Jodish Gray, placed on the 15-day IL with a right elbow forearm flexor strain. Another pitcher. And then White Sox infielder Yohan Moncada will miss 3 to 6 months with a left abductor strain. That means he basically three to possibly the rest of the season. We're already in April, for goodness sakes. And talk about 6 months from now, that's October. Who knows? It all depends if any of their teams are going to make. None of our teams are going to make the playoffs. For goodness sakes.
Yeah.
Yankees reliever Jonathan Loaziga says he needs end-season elbow surgery, 10 to 12 months. And they were doing so well. Another Red Sox pitcher, I'm getting really, really irritated about this. Chris Murphy underwent Tommy John surgery.
Quote the Raven, nevermore.
Ay. But here's some news. Here's some more news. Transactions, call-up updates. Red Sox extension to Ceddanne Rafaela to an 8-year, $50 million deal. I believe that's an excellent deal. I think he's going to be the future for the Red Sox, just like Rafael Devers is. Homegrown players. Astros are promoting top pitcher Spencer Arrighetti. That could be when Valdez went down and Spencer Arrighetti. But the Orioles have already done this because he made his debut last night against the Red Sox in Fenway. The number 1 top prospect and the son of Matt Holliday, one of the best outfielders in the game. Jackson Holliday, the second baseman, has been called up. So huge other news. Nationals pitcher Steven Strasburg, who was number 1 pick for them, retires from baseball. Yeah, and
he's the guy that basically was restricted on pitches a long time ago.
Yeah,
I think he was only good for a certain amount of pitches, and that was the year that they made the playoffs and they pulled him because of his restriction. That's the big thing I remember about Steve Strasburg.
All right. Now, there's a statement about the pitch clock and the executive director, Tony Clark, regarding pitcher injuries, New York, April the 6th. Despite unanimous player opposition and significant concerns regarding health and safety, the commissioner's office reduced the length of the pitch clock last December, just 1 season removed from imposing the most significant rule change in decades. Since then, our concerns about the health impacts of reduced recovery time have only intensified. Recovery time have only intensified. The league's unwillingness to thus far to acknowledge or study effects of these profound.
You know, I think you just ought to get rid of the pitch clock altogether. It's just ridiculous.
Ron Manfred, you just made the list. You stupid idiot. Yeah, pitch clock. What a great idea.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't about the help of the pitchers. Hello, McFly. I mean, I don't know why league executives can be really stupid.
They're trying to speed up the game, and a game takes at least 3 hours, regardless.
Players are being crybabies.
Yeah. How much more do you got to hurry the pitcher when he's already hurried up there as it is?
It's bad enough that Angel Hernandez makes bad calls, and then we have to put up with this.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
You know, I think Angel Hernandez making bad calls is like making the Three Stooges look smart. Let Jessica Simpson be an umpire, for goodness sake. She probably makes better calls than Angel Hernandez, for God's sakes. Come on.
I have a question, host. How is the investigation with Ohtani? Anything come down?
Oh, there is some news on that.
There is an update. Okay, I need to know.
Some news on that. And Ippei Mizuhara, who is the former interpreter, is in negotiation to plead guilty federal crimes in connection with the alleged theft of Shohei Ohtani's money. Yeah. But David has given me an update. David has given me an update. I'm going to find it. Okay. According to Jeff Passan on X, Ippei Mizuhara has been charged with stealing more than $16 million from Shohei Ohtani, according to federal investigators.
Damn.
Whoa.
That is one heck of a gambling habit.
Yeah. What'd you gamble on, for goodness sakes, besides baseball?
I wonder if he did anything to do with DraftKings,
DraftKings, I don't know.
DraftKings is like one of the most profitable sporting sporting websites out there for bets.
Sounds like he didn't win anything because he blew through all that money.
Yeah.
No, right? But it's a whole tiny. These guys part with money like they can be fined $1 million. $1 million to him is nothing.
Yeah. So as longtime interpreter and confidant. He has been charged bank fraud after it was discovered he transferred more than $60 million from Ohtani's account into an alleged illegal sports book. Federal authorities, and I am not. So that means basically Ohtani's in the clear, so to speak.
Well, I don't. They weren't really going to criminally charge him. It was his agent that, like you said. They just wanted to ask him questions in connection with it to get his side of the story because it is his money. And I would, if I was pissed at my agent went behind my back on that sort, I would be all over that crap guy and I would have pressed charges too. Because that's like your bookie running for the hills with all everybody's money,
Yeah. So I'm very happy that they left. They just had to leave Ohtani alone for this.
Well, just hopefully he plays up to his expectations, just because
he shouldn't. I think a lot of people, but sometimes, when people reports come out like that, man, it takes a player like Ohtani, who's probably one of the if not the best player in the major leagues now. And the reason why the league won't, because they're worried about, because he's their cash cow right now, the league's cash cow, and
right,
he's a big guy. But I'm glad I like Ohtani. I'm a big fan of. But like I said, if we have we root for our teams and all that. If there's anybody player outside our favorite teams, our teams that we would like, Ohtani's one of those people. So yeah, so I'm very, very happy though that that Ohtani is not in charge or anything like that. You can like for him to play the game and play it the best way to his ability. And we shall see how he handles this situation going forward. And
there you go.
So that's the main key. And hopefully the Dodgers can. I'll tell you what, the Dodgers have been going off. Especially Mookie Betts now moving to shortstop,
Yeah.
So all right. Time for some news for our teams. And Jason, we'll start with you. We know we got the Mets leading 10-3 in this current game going on right now. What else you got for us?
I want to shout out, of course, to the Simpson family today that we lost O.J. Simpson.
Yes.
Next to pancreatic prostate cancer. Yes. So I would like to extend my condolences to the family, even though all of that scandalous stuff that happened some 30 years ago where that basically ruined the guy's career, but we would still like to just, extend our condolences and prayers and thoughts to the Simpson family because no one's ever going to break that single season record of over 2,000 rushing yards for his record. I don't know any football player that has even come close to that. And if they did break any records, Yeah, but 11 years with Buffalo, and then you go into acting and all that other stuff, and then the trial.
Yeah, the murder trial and all that. Yeah, OJ's been through a whole lot, man, and
I know.
and
But
for this to happen, it is sad, but
yeah.
But he has been known as one of the best running backs in the NFL.
Oh, I know.
Buffalo. So rest in peace.
Juice.
Yep, that's right.
The juice.
The juice.
So yeah, that was a big shocker. That was a big shocker.
Oh, I heard it this morning on the news. On Fox News was one of the ones that first reported around, I guess, maybe about 9:30, 10 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, when I got up and I went to check on X, the former Twitter, that's when I found out.
Yeah.
Former sumo wrestler Akabona, who most famous for wrestling the Big Show in a sumo wrestling match in WrestleMania 21, also passed away.
We're losing a lot of people.
Yeah,
we are losing a lot of people. Yeah. Right now, top of the 8th, it's going to be Mets are batting still 10-3. And right now, my report for you this week, Eric, is a really good one here. We, JD Martinez has been put on the 60-day IL for stiffness in his batting arm, apparently.
We
would think this guy is going to get, be called up to play. We're waiting for him.
Yeah,
literally, they're paying him $12 million for one season, and he's sitting there in AAA, man.
Yeah,
it's like, how much more time do you need? But I can understand that the guy's 36 years old. He's 10 years younger than me, but still, I mean, come on, man.
I feel the Mets could have needed Martinez.
We could have needed him last week when we were getting crushed by the Brewers. I mean, for the love of God, it's okay. Well, he'll make room for him, because right now we've got DJ Stewart. I'm giving him an A right now because he is belting home runs, doubles. He is consistent. Alvarez right now, they are just. Well, I know the record's not really showing it in 11 games, but if we're crushing Atlanta right now 10-3, that says a lot, and we'll go 5-7. I know it's Carlos Mendoza's first, run around as manager of this team, and it's hard to play in New York, but it's still early in the season, and right now, from what I'm seeing, consistency is really good. Everybody on the team is consistently getting there. Francisco Lindor finally had a breakout game last week against the Tigers. Thank God. Oh, my goodness. And Pete Alonso finally is getting on the boards a little bit. Everybody is finally going to, come out of their shell one way or the other. We just need to find the consistency. And it's not belting home runs, but I'll tell you what, the home runs will carry themselves. But right now, quality hits. Dude, they just scored another run. Oh, my goodness. Ting, 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 ting. It's 11-3. As I speak, 11 runs on 12 hits, and the Braves just got their second error of the game. That's 2 errors. It's making them look like, holy cow. Now, remember, of course, they were rained out yesterday, so that game that was supposed to be played Wednesday night has been moved to September 26th on the road, that which will be the last 3 games of the Braves and Mets of the season. They were supposed to play 4 games right now, and we're going home tomorrow against Kansas City, of which I will be doing the play-by-play. Pre-game is 6:50, and the game time is 7:10. So stay tuned on the 1000 play-by-play Friday.
All right.
Yes.
All righty. Jesse, what about you? What's going on with the Astros and Rangers and our Texas-based teams? What you got for us?
Well, the Astros seem to be losing a lot of pitchers. They're just dropping like flies. We got Kendall Graveman out for the season. We got Jose Urquidy out. He's expected to return in May. Sean Dubin is out, and his return is to be determined. Justin Verlander is out. Late April, his return. Framber Valdez, 10 to 50 day AL. It just keeps getting worse for the Astros.
Jeez.
Wow.
And Waters Zero was optioned for AAA to go back to Sugarland because he he was really struggling yesterday against the Royals. So the Spencer Argetti is supposed to make his debut today, and it seems like he's struggling too. That's why the Astros are not getting him.
Yeah. Ah,
Oh my.
ah, wow. Yeah, I feel for your
Look,
Astros, dude. Seriously, I mean,
what a way to start off the season to be 4-9.
mm,
Yeah, you guys are fighting with the Athletics right now, Jesse, for the bottom of the pit here, and it's only 13 games in. Gee whiz. Wow.
Speaking of the Athletics, they have a 1 point lead over my Texas Rangers right now.
Well,
I mentioned Joey's happy about that.
another update for you. Top of the eighth, Mets 12, Braves 3. Another 2 runs in the eighth inning. 13.
who's pitching for the Braves that is that bad, man?
Oh, let me see. I'll give you the rundown right now. Alan Winnis gave up 6 earned run, 8 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 1. Dylan Lee gave up 2 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. And Tyler Matzek has given up 3 hits, 2 earned, and no walk, no strike. And they've gone through 3 pitchers already so far.
Damn.
And Quintana is pitching for the Mets today, and he only lasted 5.1 innings. He gave up 5 earned, gave up 5 hits, 3 earned runs, walked 2, struck out 4, and now Drew Smith is in there, and he already struck out 2. But damage is done right now. Unless, of course, the Braves can score 10 runs and pull a miracle. It ain't over till the fat lady sings, and we know about the Braves doing that. So,
Yeah,
no lead is safe in any game. I don't care what you know.
last night's game proved it for the Red Sox and Orioles. Anything else, Jesse? Before we move on, anything on the
Oh, Max Scherzer is expected to return in late May to early June.
That's going to help
from
the
a
Rangers a little bit.
herniated disc.
Yeah, that should help the Rangers.
And
He's going to be good for. You know what happened when we had him and
Yeah.
Verlander last year, and they went to their respectable Texas Rangers and won.
Yeah.
and then Nathaniel Lowe is out. He'll be back in mid to late April, pretty
Yeah.
much. But
Mhm.
pretty much things are looking good, man.
I'll tell you
For
what.
the Texas Rangers as they're 7-5.
I'll tell you one thing. Most of the injuries that are minor and all that, you can get them out of the way. That way you'd be healthy for the rest of the season. But some that would be season injuries. Boy, oh boy. Okay. Well, my Red Sox. Well, we finished the first road trip of the season. 10 games, 7-3. We come back. We come home, and they had a very special, pregame ceremony with the 2004 Red Sox team, also paying tribute to the Wakefields, Tim and Stacy Wakefield. Tim passed away died of brain cancer back in October in the final game of the Red Sox regular season in 2020. And then you're talking 3 months later. After that, they lose Stacy Wakefield, his wife, and so my heart goes out to the two kids. Brianna only 19, Trevor only 20, and that's a very, very delicate age to lose your parents at. But Jason Varitek, despite the fact that he was not Wakefield's personal pitcher and Doug Mirabelli was, he was so close to the Wakefield family to the point where I think he's now looking after both Brianna and Trevor Wakefield, which is something that I think is very, very important. And also because the 2014, we obviously know why Kurt Schilling was not there, even though he played a major role into breaking the curse and all. his controversial words and says, especially the Wakefield situation has kind of forced him to make a decision to not attend. He said it wants it to be all about the Wakefields in the 2014 and not about himself, which was kind of a smart move on his part. So I got to take my hat off to him for that. But he's got to watch what he says. Politics.
Was Mo Vaughn there?
No, Mo Vaughn. No, this is the 2014.
Oh, okay. I
wish Mo was. That would have been great. But,
yeah, Big Poppy and all those guys. That's when I think of the Red Sox, I think of Poppy, Mo Vaughn, those sluggers that really made the Red Sox what they were in the early 2000s.
Yeah, especially Big Poppy and Manny Ramirez. He was there. Johnny Damon was there. Kevin Youkilis was there. Kevin Millar was there. Keith Folk, who caught that famous out. I don't know if Dubman Cavage wasn't there. Bill Miller could not be there because I think he was coaching for Miami at the time. It would be great to see him there. Obviously, Dave Roberts was not there because he's managing the Dodgers. So he's doing a wonderful job with that team. And so, and they had Brianna Wakefield throughout the first pitch. I thought she was going to draw a knuckler like her old guy. But I don't mean great knuckleball picture. But so that did not happen. But however, the Red Sox did not deliver in the homestand so far. They lost to the Orioles 7-1 in the first game of the home. Yeah, and the Red Sox last night had a 5-0 lead, and the Orioles came storming. And the Orioles are a very pesky team. This is when they are the defending American League East champions, and they're showing us why they are.
I told you last year when we did this whole thing, Eric, that watch out for the Orioles. We were talking like mid-season, like 13 weeks in. I was up till about the 13th week, and I said, watch out for the Orioles. I kept telling everybody I was going on Brian Snow's show and saying, hey, man, these guys are for real. They need to be taken lightly like they were in the early times.
And you're exactly right. They beat the Red Sox 7-5. We got another game against them. Tonight at 7. Then tomorrow, the weekend series, we got Anaheim can come rolling in for 3 games, and then the Guardians got coming in for a 4-gamer, and then going back on the road against a 3-game series against Pittsburgh, going back to face Cleveland again in Cleveland, and then another homestand against the Cubbies in a 3-game series. Then the Giants will be rolling in. So.
Well, that's interesting. You guys haven't faced the Yankees yet.
No, I don't know when we're going to face them. I can't
wait for that series to happen between you guys and them, because right now the Yankees are just dominating right now.
Let's talk about the Yankees for just a second here, because look who they got now. As you know, speaking of the Yankees, Damian Priest, who is now the new world heavyweight champion on Monday Night Raw, visited his favorite team, the Yankees. He's from the Bronx. He's from there. He met Aaron Judge, and he's part of the Judgment Day. All rise, like Aaron Judge.
Yeah,
all rise for the Judgment Day.
Here come the Judge. Do do doom, do do doom, do do doom, doom doom. Like
Aaron Judge, man, the man knows how to hit. And then he met Juan Soto as well. So talking about this. Ever since they acquired Juan Soto, and I thought losing Garrett Cole was going to be a detriment to the Yankees pitching staff, and the pitching is very, very important in baseball, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But you add the essential acquisition of Juan Soto, you got him, Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, and Anthony Rizzo. Both guys I mentioned, the last 2 guys I mentioned, they can hit for power. If they can stay healthy and hit for power, and keep hitting and stay healthy, I'll tell you what, those 4, we could see that the 4 horsemen of the current New York Yankees, or the current day Murderers Row,
That's right. And days when Jeter and those guys were hitting all those power, but Jeter never hit for home runs. He was always a contact hitter. So
he was one of the best all around shortstops, and that's one because he's probably one of the classiest ball players ever. I don't think we ever hear him get ejected or argue a play.
No, he is like Cal Ripken, because Cal Ripken was the same way. They only averaged about 282, 292 for their career, but they were consistently.
They consistently hitting, fielding very well. Yeah. I mean, like I say, I know as a Red Sox fan, I'm supposed to hate the Yankees, but nowadays, ever since they broke the curse, I'm kind of backed off on the hate. Just look at it from a baseball fan's perspective. Looking at the
I will
Yankees,
always hate the Yankees because I'm from Queens, man. It's like, me and Victor, he's from the Bronx. He loves the Yankees, and yet he rarely ever talks about them. I said, dude,
yeah,
you're from the Bronx. You're
yeah,
supposed to love the Yankees because if you can't walk the streets without getting mugged,
yeah, yeah.
you got a problem.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So, yeah, I'll roast the Yankees one in a while. I'll just to joke around with them and just get everybody's goat going. But like I said, the Yankees right now have a lineup that can really take them far. But their pitching's gonna have to match that. I know without Garrett Cole, that's gonna be a little bit of a problem.
Yeah.
But when he comes,
Garrett Cole's a good pitcher.
yeah, he's a good pitcher without the spider tack. Anyways, tack it up.
I was gonna say that. Yeah,
It took
what
the
his
words
spin
right
rate? I
out
was
of
gonna
the
say what his
guys.
spin rate is.
Take it back,
Yeah, tack it up. Anyways,
That's it.
but I think I think it's not a season-ending injury, if I'm not mistaken. They said he may come back during mid-season. If that's the case, it could help out the Yankees in the long run. Unless the Yankees, if they had to stay healthy to do it, and so far we haven't heard much from them as far as major injuries to major players. So that's going to be the Yankees are going to be tough to beat in the East right now.
Oh man, they're 10-3 right now, going into their series either tonight or tomorrow. If we look at the standings, I can tell you right now that the Yankees have a 2-game lead on the Orioles. Red Sox and the Orioles are 7-4, 7-5. 7-5 for the Red Sox, 7-4 for the Orioles. Rays are at 7-6, and the Blue Jays are at 6-7. So,
that's pretty close.
That's pretty close. The separation of 4 games out for first place, but right now the Yankees are holding
it down right now, so to speak. So that's no surprise there. That's why I'm not even bothered about it just yet, unless we get closer and closer and closer, and then we'll find out what the heck is going on. Now we'll talk about the pitch clock thing. I think a lot of people have taken issue with this now because of the injuries to a lot of players. Many people feel that the pitch clock is to blame for it because you're not making your pitchers wait. You're forcing your pitchers to throw the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So very very quickly, I think quick throwing and all that wears out your arm, puts some wear and tear in your arm and all that, your shoulders and everything else. So,
Well, I take back what I said about the Marlins being 1-11. They're actually 2-11. They actually won a game. Holy cow! Woo. But actually, the Rockies are not doing any better than them. The Rockies are at 3-10 right now. Yeah, Dodgers right now are 10-5, have the best record in the National League. Pirates are right behind them at 9-3. Right now, I even said with the predictions of the first week that we were talking about this, watch out for the Pirates, man. Look out. And the Brewers now have to contend with the Pirates. What did I say about that when we were talking the first week of this baseball season and this second season of this program here? So anyways, what do you call it? I'd like to thank Doc Gooden for a fantastic time with the New York Mets and his whole pitching career. His numbers being retired this Saturday at Citi Field when the Kansas City Royals take on the Mets. So it should be was it April 14th? So that's the Sunday game, actually. I'm sorry. Yeah, this Sunday he's getting his number retired. His number 16 with along with Keith Hernandez's 17. Man, it's like the numbers are getting retired, man. It's like, oh boy.
The Mets have a lot of legends. There's another team.
I know.
There's another team I respect. Is it's surprisingly Red Sox fan respecting New York teams. Hold the phone, stop the presses and all that. But no, I'm looking at it as a baseball fan's perspective.
Yeah,
I've been a baseball fan since the mid '80s.
Yeah,
right? Collecting baseball cards now. You're talking about the Mets and the Red Sox in that '86 World Series. They had,
Bill Buckner.
Buckner, God rest his soul. But he got an ovation after the 2007. When he was about to throw out the first pitch, he got an ovation in Fenway, which I thought was very touching.
And I don't think they would hold that against him, even after I know he's passed on. And see,
I blame the media for that because the media, even Boston.
Oh yeah, they like to eat up things of that sort because they feel that they have to kind of exaggerate it off. It's like a routine ground ball. I mean, but how did it get under? It just snuck under there, and Mookie Wilson just. I mean,
Mookie Wilson.
Do you remember that interview they did between Mookie Wilson and Bill Bruckner? They had the two of them on
Really?
for reminiscence of that. And to this day, they laugh and they look at it and they say, "Oh God!" And Bill Bruckner's like, "Oh God, we got to watch it again."
Yeah. Well, I blame John. People say John McNamara strategically did not put Dave Stapleton in. He won because he was confident. I think John McNamara got a little bit arrogant and thinking that the Red Sox could win that game, and he wants Bill Buckner to enjoy it. But then the mistakes happened, so replace him in. But the Mets, they have a lot of great legends. Dwight Gooden was one of them. Darryl Strawberry. You mentioned Keith Hernandez.
Yep.
Jesse Orozco, who's one of their best relievers.
Oh yeah.
Gary Carter, one of the best.
Gary Carter, who had a birthday just 3 days ago on April 8th. Now we know why he wears number 8. Yeah. April 8th. There you go. I have an update for you, and it's not a good one. Braves just scored another run, so it's 12-4.
Oh, it's the end of the world. The Braves scored just a run.
Yeah, I know. It's just a run, but it's like you're going into the bottom of the 8th here, and the Braves are attacking on more to try to make it close.
Yeah.
But yeah, the legend great Sid Fernandez, Bobby Ojeda.
Him? Yeah, I remember.
Bobby Ojeda. We had that whole 86 team. I mean, really was the underdog. And yet we won 108 games that year, and we were still the underdog because Boston, of course, was the favorite to win everything.
Yeah,
Houston was our tough. Houston was our tough opponent for that.
They got Mike Scott, Nolan Ryan.
Nolan Ryan,
Nolan Ryan,
the pitcher to never win a Cy Young.
No hitters. Mm-hmm. Who never won a Cy Young? Would you believe that? All those strikeouts and no hitters he got.
Yeah, that's what.
Best pitcher without.
That makes me wonder why go to the American League when you were actually doing well in the National League, the Houston Astros, for that matter. The whole time they had a great run in the 80s and 90s, and then we're going to send you off to the American League, and well, you did great now, but when you first got there, boy, you guys couldn't get out of the cellar to save your souls, you know?
Yeah.
Well, the Texas Rangers sucked in the 90s.
Oh, they were not really talked about as much as they are now because as soon as you win,
they have some good players. Juan Gonzalez,
Rusty Greer, Pudge. Who else? A-Rod played for the team.
Bring back the Montreal Expos and bring that franchise back so that the Canadians have at least not just Toronto, but have another have a.
I think it's draft Tom Brady.
In for flavoring, wouldn't you, Lima? Oh man!
Originally, before New England, Tom Brady decided to play football for New England, the Patriots.
Yeah, he was drafted by the
Expos as a catcher, for goodness sake, of all things.
He's going to be like Bo Jackson, man. Bo Jackson plays every sport. You know, Bo knows baseball.
Bo Jackson, that's one guy I missed.
Yeah.
And then there's Deion Sanders, who played for the
Deion Sanders. Oh, yeah.
Raised respectfully.
Michael Jordan swung a bat with the White Sox.
Remember? Oh, yeah.
Not that good, but he.
After he retires in 98, I think he played one season or not even exhibition games. But I think he was with the White Sox for 6 months, maybe?
Yeah, probably a short time before he decided to go back to basketball. But that's and I remember actor Will Ferrell played for San Diego just for just spring training, I believe, just for exhibition games only. I think
Garth Brooks played. Garth Brooks tried out. I think he played 1 or 2 games with the Padres back in the day.
Seinfeld too was playing with the Mets for a little while too. I think he was.
What's the deal? I can imagine him arguing with the umpire. What's the deal? Angel Hernandez. Hey, Joe, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, right.
I was in there for a strike. What's wrong with you? Come on. I can see Kramer as, I don't know, Jerry. Angel Hernandez making bad calls. And everything is going right down the shooter. No, something like that. I can't control some of these celebrities play baseball and all that. But anyways.
Oh, yeah.
The Mets. The Red Sox had had a good team in the 86 too. You had Dave Henderson, obviously Roger Clemens, Bruce Hurst, Calvin Schiraldi, to Bob Stanley, a longtime closer for that team.
Yeah,
everything else, and Yeah, yeah. So we're talking about the Rangers, like I said, he had Nolan Ryan, and I think the biggest big thing about Nolan Ryan is when he pitched 5,000 strikeouts and 7 no hitters, and got into a scuffle with Robin Ventura. Which I was. It's funny. My grandfather gave me a plaque of that, of Nolan Ryan giving Robin Ventura a headlock and going like this. It was like WrestleMania or something like that.
Yeah, but you see, here's the thing about it, baseball trivia. Robin Ventura is the only one that I know of that actually hit a grand slam single.
Grand slam single. Imagine that, a single.
Not because he got stopped at first base. He couldn't. We won the game. All we needed, and he hit a home run, and the bases loaded. But he only got as far as first base, so he was only credited with a single. We only needed the one run, and he blasted over the Shea Stadium wall and right center field. But they only credited him with a single. It was a single. I mean.
So you only need a run, or one run to win the game. Okay,
only need one run to win the game. Two runs. Two runs came in, and we won it by one. But he didn't get. He wasn't credited with the grand slam. They gave him a game winning grand slam single.
A grand slam single. Home run. Wait a minute. You're stuck on first base. We'll give you a single for that.
Yeah, because they charged him, man. He didn't even get to second base before he got bombarded with his teammates. If his teammates would have let him score, he would have got credited for it. But to this day, Robin Ventura is known as the only guy I know.
The grand slam single. There you go.
Grand single. I mean, and that's what the history books will say happened to that.
Robin made him look like Ace Ventura. I mean,
Ventura, right? But they used to talk about that all the time. Speaking of which, there were a lot of nicknames that we've got for baseball players. That's something we never talked about, was crazy nicknames. We got like Tim Tuffle with the Tuffle Shuffle.
Yeah.
I remember that, and of course Mookie. They was Moo,
Mookie.
I was booing him because but no, it was always
Mookie. Yeah.
Mookie.
Let's say I've been a baseball fan since the mid '80s and got to know other teams other than the Red Sox, like Yankees had so many, like Reggie Jackson. Angels, I can't believe when I first started collecting baseball cards, 87 tops, they had and Reggie Jackson was playing for the Angels at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Reggie Jackson card, Pete Rose. And every time I hear about these baseball legends, like, I got to look for cards in them. And like some of them were still playing. I'm like, oh, I got Pete Rose. Oh, I got a Reggie Jackson. I had two Pete Rose cards, one of him as a manager, the other as a player. I think
they're probably worth some money now to you, man. Would hold on to those cards if you can.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot where I put them, but anyways,
good condition, because then they're going to be worth a lot to you if they're kind of, how they're very nitpicky about baseball cards with the corners.
Yeah. That's the thing too. So, yeah, I've been focusing more on Red Sox cards nowadays since I am a Red Sox fan. But
right,
it's unbelievable how, this season so far, I mean, Red Sox were 7-5, and
that's good for 12 games, Eric. You really got to be proud of the fact that at this time last year they were struggling to get out of the cellar between them and the Yankees. So I mean, right?
Yeah,
that's 7-5 and 2 games over 500. 12 games in right now. You guys are I'm very proud of you guys that you're, taking a stand going up against the Yankees, which is the test right now.
Yeah, that could be the major test, is if we can, and also the Orioles have been testing us.
Oh, yeah.
Orioles, like I said, the Orioles. And then, like I said, they just called up Jackson Holiday. And I just watched, before I went on the show, I watched Baseball Bat Brothers on YouTube.
Oh, my God. Oh, Christ almighty. I got another.
What you got?
Another update. Another 4 runs have come in for the Mets, and now it is top of the 9th, 16-4.
That's what I call a mollywhopping.
That is a swap, whoopa wappa.
A mollywhopping.
Holy cow!
If the game is over and the separation is 10 runs, that's a mollywhopping.
This is still going on because the Braves have to bat in the bottom of the 9th because we're away. We're in Truist Park right now. We're in Atlanta. We're not at Citi Field. This was supposed to be the rubber match of the 4 games. And this is, of course, if we win it, we win the series 2-1.
and the Mets are piling it on them. Oh my!
4 runs in the top of the ninth.
What kind of offense do they have? That's what I want to know. Forget the Yankees.
I wonder what kind of pitching the Braves threw at them today, because usually the Braves pitchers have their number, but this lineup they threw was Darno's not playing today. Good. Can't stand Travis Darno. He's another mush mouth to basically the guy who's catching for the Braves today is Chadwick Tromp, even though he had hitting a run and an RBI. But Austin Riley, he was 1 for 1. Acuna, he went scoreless. He has not done anything in 4 bats today, Ronald Acuna Jr., and we shut his booty down.
Oh yeah, because that guy can hit, and he's a hot hitter.
16-4. I mean, they 16
yep,
runs,
and they can knock it out of the park.
It's like I think the Mets have turned to the Gas House Gang from the Bugs Bunny cartoon.
The Gas House Gorillas, yes.
Gas House Gorillas. I say, yeah, the Gas House Gorillas. Right.
Yep. Well, that's also the one with the elephant too, and he works for peanuts. He
works for peanuts. Yeah, and it's unbelievable.
Now it's midnight, so it's can we shut him down and win the game 16-4? We'll see what happens, or will the Braves score another 3 runs and make it 16-7?
Yeah, I really know. I gotta tell you, this is like I said. I'm gonna look at the standings for just a minute. Currently, I know. Let's see, standings.
Well, I can bring up the standings for you. We can share screen them then, if you want.
Yeah,
let's do that right now.
I just got the standings here. All right, yeah, 10-3, 7-4. Red Sox, Orioles, and Rays all have 7 wins apiece, but each of them separated by a game and a loss. Orioles 7-4, Sox 7-5, Rays 7-6, and then you got
Okay, here we go, guys.
All right, let's see.
Let's go. Let's run it down here, starting with the American League.
All right, American League 10-3, 7-4, 7-5, 7-6, 6-7. Yeah, it's gonna be like I said. The American League, the American League East is going to be always been competitive.
Right.
And you got the Guardians, in the Central, the Guardians 9-3, 8-4 Royals, 7-4 Tigers.
The Royals have been on a streak, man.
And we have to play the Kansas City. We have to go back to Citi Field tonight after this game and travel back up to New York to play the Royals for 3 games. So let's see if we can, from taking this win and getting a 4-game winning streak, going 3 games against the Royals and upsetting these guys and putting
up about World Series rematch 2015.
Oh yeah, the 2015 World Series. You're right about that.
And the Royals won that after 30 years.
Yep.
And then you got the Rangers 7-5. Angels are at 6-6. Mariners 5-8, 4-8. Oakland's 4-8. And Astros are 4-9. That's going to be a dogfight.
And remember, at this time, the Athletics were barely winning anything. They were like 1-11. They already had lost 10 games going into the second or third weekend of the season. So they're doing actually pretty good for considering the fact that last year was a total complete.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna check out the National League.
Let's see. Right now, like I said, the Braves are gonna go 7-4 if they don't come back with a miracle and score 12 runs, 13 runs to win.
Yeah,
make it 17-16.
The pitcher for the Mets need to have a rubber arm, but I don't think they'll probably throw somebody good out there against the Braves. The Phillies are 6-6, Nationals 5-7, Mets 4-7. Will be 5-7, and the Marlins are 2-11.
Marlins are just because look what happened with the Yankees in that first week. Oh my God, they took the first 4 games.
Yeah,
barely,
And then the Padres, and then we're going to talk about the National League Central, the Pirates, 9-3. They were
with them. Great record, 9-3. Yep.
The Brewers, we know they're going to be up. The Cubs are going to be up to 7-5. Reds, Cardinals, I'm very, very surprised at.
This is the second year in a row that the Cardinals have been on the bottom.
Yeah.
Second year in a row that they have not been able to compete.
Because they used to compete in the earlier days.
Yeah.
And they made to the World Series in 2004. We all know what happened with them there.
Yep.
They won it all in 2006. And they won it all in 2011, I believe. 2011 or 2012. I know the Cardinals won another World Series then, but then they just kind of fell off afterwards. So
yeah,
They were in contention for a while. 2013, they lost to the Red Sox, obviously. So
the Cardinals had a very fantastic team, of course, in the '80s with Ozzie Smith.
The Wizard,
one of the best shortstops, and then of course the Cubs had Andre Dawson, another great shortstop.
Yeah,
hitter. We'll talk about the shortstops of the league. Those guys are memorable right there with their amazing stops.
Andre Dawson played shortstop. I thought he played the outfield.
Andre Dawson? Yeah. I thought it was a shortstop for the Cubs.
Oh, Sean Dunston.
No, I'm thinking Andre Dawson because I went to see a Mets Cubs game in Shea, and Andre was a shortstop that night, and Rick Suffolk was pitching.
Those younger days.
Yep.
I know when the Red Sox acquired him, he was more of a DH.
Oh yeah.
We got 9 minutes left to go here. The National League West, the Dodgers obviously off to a good start, 10-5.
Yeah.
All the other 14 under 500. Oh, good Lord.
Including the Diamondbacks, who were on a hot streak there last week, and then the Dodgers just started overtaking everybody. The Diamondbacks were actually on top of the division as of last week, and then they just fell. But again, standings in the first couple of weeks, we have not really. It's going to be close. We'll see what happens about a month or two, really, to kind of get. But we should do this. We should pull up these standings on the program, so that way you get to see what's going on here. Yeah, the Rockies have not been the dominating at all, the Colorado Rockies, because you know what?
3-10.
Hitter's ballpark. That's why. Isn't it amazing that you can have a great ballpark like Coors Field and your home team can't even freaking belt the ball, but everybody else who comes in there can smack the crap out of those balls?
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Anyways, for the first 10 games of the season, for the Red Sox, they led the majors with a 1.49 ERA, lowest mark ever to 10. Lowest ERA for any 10 games since 2005 Marlins at 1.34, lowest for an AL team since the 82 Angels at 1.31. Our pitching staff has been a little bit different, and like I said, Pivetta is hurt. We're hoping that he can come back from that. Hopefully, he'll be all right. I think health-wise is very, very important. Well, I was concerned about our pitching. I mean, losing Chris Sale, that was a big blow to us. And all of a sudden now, Brian Bayo's your new ace, our new ace for the team and everything else. And I got, like I said, this season's going to be very interesting. It's like everything is no clear-cut favorites, so to speak, as far as the World Series. It's anything goes in this rate. It's anybody's ball game, no pun intended. But
it's going to be very close this year. You're right about that. There really is. We'll find out by the first half of the season who's going to be really the contenders. We also have the trade deadline coming July 31st. So
that could change anything.
That could change anything and everything. Oh, wait. It's a final 16-4. We win.
16-4. The Mets win.
Wow.
Whoa.
10 more runs. It's a mollywop of the day.
Yep. Go out there, take
two out of score 2 runs. So it's 3-9 now.
We had a run in the first inning. We had 2 runs in the second, 4 runs in the third. They shut us out 4, 5, and 6. Then in the 7th, we had 3 runs, 2 runs in the 8th, and 4 runs in the top of the 9th.
Wow.
That's you like you say, that's a mollywhopping if I've ever seen one before.
Mollywhopping, you want to get mollywhopped? That's the way to do it. 10 more runs, to me, if that's deficit in a ball game, that's a mollywhopping.
A mollywhopping is when it's 24-5 and you throw your shortstop in there to go pitch.
Yeah, that's funny. When you have your position players to pitch,
go out there and start throwing balls, and they,
I remember there was a story I read about in Sports Illustrated one time years ago when I think the Rangers were playing against the Red Sox. I think the Red Sox were winning or something like that by a humongous score. They got Jose Canseco going out to pitch. And I remember Roger Clemens wanted to get a bat and pinch hit, and he begged Butch Hobson go pinch hit. He goes, no. I think Butch Hobson was the manager at the time. Or was it before Butch Hobson was manager? I don't know. Roger Clemens wanted to get a bat. I forget who the manager was at the time. And the manager said, no. we don't know what the heck he's throwing, all that.
No.
It's like, position players pitching is a really wild thing to see.
Yeah.
Because they don't pitch like regular pitches. They just go,
Yeah, they have no motion on it because they're not used to that kind of
yeah. And even it's like if I see a hitter swing and miss, I'm going, what the heck?
Although I thought I saw one of the position players throwing sidearm, like Jeff Ennis or one of those guys who throw sidearms.
Like freaking David Quisenberry, you're skipping rocks,
Yeah, right.
Real smooth stones, you go, boom, and you
He had a sidearm thrower back in the days called Jeff Ennis. I remember from the Mets. He was a sidearm thrower. First time I ever saw somebody throw a sidearm like that.
Let's talk about a guy in the 2014, Mike Myers, lefty.
Wow.
So he throws like that. I'm like, wow, it's like submarine sidearm style. That was Dan Quisenberry, I think, was the master of that.
And of course, we cannot forget Jesse's lookalike, R.A. Dickey.
Yeah, the knuckleballer.
The knuckleballer.
Yeah, all right.
That's who Jesse reminds me of is R.A. Dickey.
He used to play for the Mets, though, didn't he?
Yes, he was a 20-game winner. He was actually 20-6 when he out, and he had an ERA of like 1.75 or something. I don't know. Yeah. That was his best year, and he won Cy Young for that one. He had the best ERA. I think he was the first pitcher to 20 wins. Yeah. He pitched 26 games and was 20-6, and that was like fantastic. No one could hit that knuckleball. Yeah. No one could hit it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's when the Red Sox picked up Wakefield back in '95, and he helped the Red Sox win the division that year. He was one of the best to ever play the game, and just just for him to retire afterwards, and he sacrificed himself in the 2007 World Series team because he was hurt. He was hurt, and decided to give his roster spot to John Lester, and that was the main key for him, and. I was want to reflect on Tim Wakefield a little bit, and for him to come over, he did help the Pirates in that contention against the Braves back in the early '90s or late '90s, something like that. He was only a rookie when the Pirates were contending in the playoffs.
Yeah,
and then he comes over to the Red Sox and wins 2 World Series rings with them and all, and just now he was the guy that gave up the home run to Aaron Boone in 2003, and that changed things around, and one thing is we thank God that we did not blame Wakefield for that. And I thank God we did not, because they knew what exactly happened, and and the Red Sox front office made some few changes, and all of a sudden they ended up winning the World Series next year. So that was, so Tim Wakefield is going to be missed. Larry Lucchino, also as a former executive president CEO of the Red Sox, did pass away.
Right.
As well. And he was a major player into having the Red Sox break the curse. And I will never forget when Theo Epstein poured champagne on him while he was getting interviewed by Jeannie Zelasco. He's like, no. He's like, like, Larry, take it in. You guys broke the curse. You deserved it.
Yeah.
We got 2 minutes left to go. And any last words you can just say?
All I can say is tomorrow, just check me out here on StreamYard for the David3000 Play-by-Play Friday, Kansas City up against the New York Mets in Citi Field. And, of course, I'll have my report for the 3-game series going on here. And, of course, I can't wait to see what Wardy has to say about the 16-4 romping of the Atlanta Braves. I think he's going to be popping champagne on the show tonight.
So we'll see what happens. Jesse, how about you, my man? You see anything before we close?
Hopefully the Stros can turn things around. The Texas Rangers, I hope they could stay at afloat. 7-5 is.
Yeah, you're bracketing the West right now with the Texas and Houston. You kind of got the West bracketed right
now. All right. All right. So you're hoping the Stros can turn things around. The Rangers can stand still. Me, I'm hoping the Red Sox can try to turn things around. You had some very pesky Baltimore Orioles. They're, like I said, I've got to respect the Orioles. They've got a young team and all that. Jackson Holiday, who is Matt Holiday's son, got called up, and he's already made an impact in that Baltimore. And like I said, and the loss of Trevor Story has been felt by the Red Sox already. Because they were pretty good with defense, and Jaron Duran did a drop ball that he had, and he was upset with himself about that. But I'm sure the Red Sox will probably make some changes. Hopefully, other just bandwagoner, and that's why he's the bandwagoner.
He's giving you inspiration there, Eric.
I turn around, like I said, they're going to be tested this season. I mean, they're off to a decent start, but they're going to be tested. So that's it. That is all the time we have on this episode of the Dugout Crew podcast on the David3000 Network. I want to thank Jason DeCanio and Jesse Ortiz for coming in to host with me, and I want to thank our executive producer, David St. Dennis, for providing this show. And we're hoping to get Joey Casey back next week. And if we do, I'm sure he's got a lot of insight for his Oakland Athletics. So this is Eric Lemus signing off for now. And hopefully you hit a home run in life. Thank you for tuning in. And goodbye, everybody.